Southern California, ABC 7.
Good morning, America. On this Friday, October 16th, the heart-stopping drama and the skepticism this morning. We obtained new video of the balloon taking off, launching a frantic search for a 6-year-old boy.
You didn't tell her! You didn't tell her now!
I did!
What do you mean?
But a lot of questions being asked. Did the family really think he was inside? We asked them this morning. An early blast of winter, a nor'easter lashes the east with heavy snow. Sam Champion tracking the storm. The evidence in the David Letterman extortion case. Letters, photos, emails. Are they a smoking gun of blackmail? And you have to see this. A baby in a runaway stroller rolling in front of a train, and the baby is just fine. And we're so glad you're with us on this Friday. Good morning, America. Diane Sawyer with Robin Roberts. And what a story this was yesterday as we all watched, as we said, for the first time we're seeing some home video of that balloon actually taking off. An angry father, a 6-year-old boy, nowhere to be seen, but a deluge of questions this morning about what really happened.
As you know, authorities tracked that balloon for 2 hours, 50 miles, fearing that 6-year-old was inside on a misguided joyride. Turns out he was safe at home the entire time. Now some are asking, did the family known for their appearance on reality TV, will they take us all for a ride?
Let's start right away with ABC's Ryan Owens. He joins us from the family's home in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Good morning, Diane. To say there are still a lot of questions left in this case is quite the understatement. And not just because of that new home video that shows the launch, but also because of the history of this family. They have not shunned the spotlight. The family at the center of one of the most bizarre spectacles in recent memory is a family full of reality show veterans, having appeared on the hit show Wife Swap. That, combined with what 6-year-old Falcon said on Larry King last night, have some wondering whether this family truly thought the boy was on board that runaway balloon.
Why didn't you come out?
You guys said that we did this for the show.
Man.
No.
Authorities say there is no evidence this was some sort of prank, but the questions linger in the air far longer than that balloon did.
What did he mean, we did this for the show?
I'm kind of appalled after all of the feelings that I went through, up and down, that you guys are trying to suggest something else, okay? I'm really appalled.
This morning, the family released this video, which shows them at the time of the accidental launch. The saga that riveted so much of the nation began just after 11 o'clock Thursday morning, when a homemade flying saucer, a helium balloon, got loose from the family's Colorado backyard and floated away. Then came word a 6-year-old boy, Falcon Heaney, was along for the ride. His brother told everyone Falcon climbed on board just before it took off.
The boys were both playing outside. The one son saw the little brother go inside the little compartment and watch it take off.
Falcon's father, Richard Heaney, called the FAA, who told him to call 911. Falcon's mother did that at 11:22. But by then, the balloon was floating as high as 7,000 feet at 30 miles an hour.
Possibly a 6-year-old boy in this balloon.
He got up in the thing and away it went.
Millions watched on TV. The National Guard put a Black Hawk helicopter in the air. Denver International Airport diverted flights. Police chased it from the ground. Finally, after more than 2 hours and 50 miles,
this may work out. He's touching the ground. 5, 4, 3.
At 1:35 in the afternoon, a rescuer grabbed the balloon and forced it down in a field. Searchers quickly discovered there was nothing in that balloon but hot air. Had Falcon fallen out? Pictures like this raise that awful possibility. It would be 2 long hours before his family had their answer. Just after 4 o'clock, Falcon appeared. The whole time he'd been hiding in a cardboard box in the attic over the garage.
How'd you climb up there?
I heard Shaggy. Why didn't they want to come out really soon, or else she would yell at me and I'd probably get in trouble.
The happy ending was reality TV at its best, something the Heaney family knows all about on the ABC show Wife Swap. Where the family discussed their unusual hobby, storm chasing.
Come on, guys, move it. Come on, put your jacket on. Let's go. We pull our kids out of school to go storm chasing because of the education value.
This morning, the parents say this time, they are the ones who learned something.
How did it feel to see my son again? This is a relief. We're going to watch him a lot closer.
These latest revelations, especially what young Falcon said that they were doing it for the show, have raised a host of new questions for investigators. All along, the sheriff said there were no plans to charge this family, not even to charge them the very expensive bill for the search for that little boy who actually never left home at all. But now the sheriff says he has a new round of questions. Diane?
Thanks to you, and questions are exactly what we put to the family coming up. But before we do, I want you to take a look at the balloon again, and we have this video, this home video, because we think of the basket. In fact, it's that neck at the bottom of the balloon, which apparently has a little door inside it. And you'll want to know that as we talk to the family. They gathered this morning: Richard, Mayumi, Falcon, brothers Bradford and Rio. Good morning to all of you. So Richard, this morning, what are you saying among yourselves about this whole event?
Well, it's funny you asked that. Just seconds ago, I was telling my wife this feels like I'm still in bed and I'm dreaming this right here. Probably because I'm still tired. I haven't really slept. But we're so happy that nothing tragic happened to Falcon.
Falcon, how do you feel this morning?
I feel good so far.
So far, can't be too careful. All right, I just have to start by asking the questions because you know the message boards are lit up this morning with skeptics. We have the videotape that you gave us, and I want to take a look at this moment again. Who's taking the footage here?
That was Bradford.
And I don't see a basket on the bottom of the balloon there. There was no basket?
Well, yeah, there was a carriage there to hold the equipment.
You seem to be angry.
Mom.
Shh, hold on. Well, yeah. Miami, I'm sorry for yelling at you, by the way. Miami said she had tied the tethers down. So, you know, we expect everything to go as planned. So we hit the release pin, and it elevated, and I think it did catch because it kind of shifted at the 20-foot mark, and maybe it had enough force to pull itself out. We don't know. But I was very upset because I thought that she did not tie him down. But obviously the tethers were there, and I'm not sure what happened, quite frankly.
Okay, I'm gonna after we do our interview, I'm gonna ask them to show you this footage so you can help explain to us what that basket is and where it is, because we can't see it. But Brad?
Yeah?
First of all, good morning to you, and I know it's very early for you, but tell me what you think you saw. What were you worried you had seen with Falcon?
That Falcon went in a flying saucer and that he might get electrocuted and not breathe.
And did you see this?
I just saw him go under the flying saucer.
But your dad and mom were there too, right?
I don't know where they were.
No, we were actually taking a break at the time, and Bradford opted to stay out on the deck, and he was shooting video.
Why did you think Falcon might be in the balloon?
I saw him go under it, and I saw the door shut. So he might have gotten in it and got right back out.
Last night on Larry King Live, I'm going to play this moment for everyone because there was kind of a gasp from people watching.
Why didn't you come out?
You guys said
Dad, we did this for the show.
Man.
You had said we did this for a show?
What it was I asked him after last night's interview what he was talking about, and there were a lot of cameras out in front of our yard, and we were, of course, getting interviewed.
Falcon?
Huh?
You okay there? You sure?
He's extremely tired.
Quite awake. No, Mom, I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
You okay, buddy?
No.
Yeah, I think he's queasy. Should we take you to the bathroom or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go, good buddy. There's a wire here on him.
Is he okay? Is somebody going to go with him? Mayumi, do you want to run with him? That's okay. We'll
Is that okay?
understand. Sure.
Okay.
We understand.
Thank
Is he okay, Richard?
See.
Well, he's got asthma, and sometimes when he starts to get an attack, he feels queasy.
Oh.
Maybe that's what's going on. It's not sounding good in there.
Yeah.
It's not sounding good.
It's Mommy.
Well, let me just ask a couple of questions. Brad and Rio, did you also think it was for a show?
No.
No, were you scared?
Wait, like, when Falcon went up in the saucer, or?
Yes.
Yeah. We're really scared.
And did you know that Falcon sometimes hid up in the attic of the garage, Brad?
No. I didn't even know he could go up there. And then when he showed the camera people, he actually went up there.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that was kind of news to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had no idea that he had a secret hiding place. Are you okay?
You okay, Falky?
I vomited 3 times.
Oh man, I heard you in there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that question?
What did you see when you looked at that videotape? What was in your mind?
I felt extremely weak and just overwhelmed.
And to the people who've been emailing us, and there are a lot of them saying things like, this story has publicity stunt written all over it. What are you saying to them this morning?
You know, they weren't there. I went through such a roller coaster of emotions yesterday. To have people say that, I think is extremely pathetic. We were holding on to every second, you know, every second, just hoping that he was going to come out okay. And I mean, I'm not selling anything. This is what we do all of the time. We made out the Heaney family schedule in advance, you know, a year in advance, what we're going to do, where we're going to do it, and I'm not selling anything. You know, I don't have a can of beans I'm trying to promote. So this is just another day in the life of what we do.
What was the last thing you said to Falcon last night when you put him to bed?
I said I loved him very much. I love all my boys. These guys are everything, you know. We're a pretty tight family.
And Falky, you feel okay now?
Falky, are you okay now? Mm-hmm.
And are you?
Yeah,
are you going to go back up in your hiding place ever again?
You can hear that?
Yeah.
You see no. He says no.
All right, well, of course, the most important thing on earth is that everyone is safe, and those 3 boys are safe this morning. Thank you again so much for being with us.
You're welcome, and thank you again for everybody's support. the prayers, and everybody that helped out in the search.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Again, we feel better that Falcon feels better. And a lot of people were out there searching yesterday.
Yes, and as we've been telling you, authorities tracked that balloon for hours, both in the air and on the ground. So I spoke with the man who led that search, Larimer County Sheriff Jim Alderton. Sheriff, thank you so much for joining us bright and early this morning. Will the Heaney family be re-interviewed?
Well, we're going to try to. Obviously, with some of the interviews that took place in the media last night, there's additional questions came up. So we will be contacting them again this morning. Hopefully they'll be cooperative, and we do intend to pursue additional interviews. But I can tell you from our interviews yesterday, we spent a lot of time with the family, very seasoned investigators who are used to looking for deceptive behavior, and quite honestly, they were completely convinced that this was a real deal and not a hoax based on all of their communication, their body language, their emotions that were displayed throughout the event of yesterday.
But that has changed somewhat, given the comments they made late last night, especially Falcon, and saying, using the phrase reality show, that they were shooting for a show?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's changed. I've talked to the investigators that were involved, and as I said, they're convinced that this is legitimate. But certainly that statement that was made last night in the interview raises the question again, and I think, just to try to clarify that, we do intend to go back and try to re-interview the family.
If it is deemed to be a hoax, what charges could they face?
We'd have to examine that with the district attorney's office, but obviously if this thing is a hoax and it was reported to us, the first thing we would be looking at is making a false report, which is basically a misdemeanor offense.
But what do you say to families, as you were saying yesterday, about being in this kind of situation? What should they do?
Again, we want people to notify us if they have a lost child. Too often people hesitate to call because they're afraid that they're going to be charged or they're going to get in trouble. We want people to notify us immediately if they have a lost child, so that we can begin a response immediately and not be delayed by half an hour or an hour before they make that call. It's very important that they notify authorities immediately when they suspect that their child is missing.
But right now, the Heaney case is not closed, correct?
That's right. It's not closed yet. As I stated earlier, we will be asking them to further cooperate with the investigation.
Well, Sheriff, thank you very much. I know you have a lot on your plate. Thank you for joining us this morning. Have a good weekend, sir.
Thank you, Robin.
And we'll have more on this later. But the other big story of the morning, this wintry weather. So let's go to Sam Champion. He's in Texas this morning. Good to see you, Sam. Good morning.
Good morning, Robin. And we are here as record-setting heat gets pushed away by colder air. But as you said, the weather headline is this snowstorm, record-setting snowstorm in New England. Record-setting because it's the earliest that many places have seen snow, including State College, Pennsylvania. We have live cameras this morning. We'll show you what it looks like. About 1 to 6 inches of snow in a path that goes from northern Pennsylvania through central New York State on into Connecticut. They got about 2 inches overnight in many areas. You're looking at about 3 to 4 inches on the ground there. And again, this is the earliest. Normally in State College, you would see snow somewhere around November 18th on average, so very early start to the season. Also, another part of this nor'easter that brought the moisture in with that cold air is happening right on the coastal area. So anywhere from Delaware through coastal New Jersey, 30 to 40 mile per hour winds and some coastal beach erosion and flooding there as well. Here's what happens with this storm system over the weekend. You've got another punch of moisture that kind of moves and does probably the same thing into the weekend with this low. Also, we've got, well, one thing we need to talk about, and that's the big heat that gets replaced into the deep south from the 90s to the 70s today. That's the weather around the nation. Your local forecast just 30 seconds away. But first, here's our selected cities, brought to you by Where the Wild Things Are, rated PG.
It's the Wild Rufus
I'll eat you up, I love you so.
Where the Wild Things Are, rated PG. Now playing in theaters and IMAX.
Good morning, I'm Danny Romero at 7:20. We're looking at a very sunny, hot day today. 91 will be our downtown high, but then the weekend comes, things start to drop down a little bit more. Live Mega Opera, 7000 HD 7 day. Here's the look for the 90 today. Down to mid-80s by Saturday, then down to the 70s, about normal temps, with a marine layer returning on Sunday into Monday and Tuesday. For the Valley Inland spots, a very warm day today. Hot, 97. Upper 90s today, lower 90s on Saturday, then down to the 80s and dropping into the 70s by Monday and into Tuesday. Another warm-up comes our way.
And we'll be back to Sam throughout the morning in Texas.
That's right. We'll have more news headlines as well on Good Morning America, and the latest in the David Letterman extortion case. Some new details about the evidence police are gathering to build their case against the man accused of attempted extortion.
Canopy Egyptian cotton sheets are designed to get softer every time you wash them. And Canopy comforters don't have to be dry cleaned, which makes your bed easier to sleep in and that much harder to leave. Canopy Home Furnishings, available at Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Who's really getting the veggies in your house? With Ragu, your kids get a full serving of veggies they'll actually eat. All natural Ragu. Feed our kids well.
Cliff took himself off to dance lessons in North Wales when he was about 16, and I was mighty glad of that when I met him when he was 18, and he was the natty dresser. So 45 years later, we're still dancing.
We're introducing millions to Silk Heart Health, shown to lower cholesterol in just 4 weeks. So join the Silk Million Hearts Challenge at silksoymilk.com and help us grow a million hearts strong. Silk, strength in every pore.
No additives. No artificial ingredients. Select Harvest from Campbell's now has 12 soups that are 100% natural. With ingredients like this, we want to show the world. Select Harvest from Campbell's.
Research shows that dancing is good for your heart. So is fish oil. Nature-made fish oil protects your heart so you can dance great and live great every day. Nature-made. Fuel your greatness.
What's our favorite part of Honey Bunches of Oats?
The sparkly flakes.
The Honey Baked Bunches!
The magic's in the mix. My favorite part? Eating it.
Honey Bunches of Oats. Taste the joy we put in every spoonful.
Australia, it's closer than you think. Brisbane is the gateway to adventure. Meet new mates, cuddle a koala, explore the Great Barrier Reef. With low Qantas airfares, Australia is more affordable than ever. Plan your Brisbane one-week walkabout today. Visit australia.com or call 1-800-DOWN-UNDER.
Critics are raving about the Coen brothers' new movie, A Serious Man.
Really?
Wow! Entertainment Weekly declares it's a landmark in the Coen universe.
Please, I need help.
Roger Ebert calls it very funny. It's seriously awesome.
That's right!
Their finest film since Fargo.
Absolutely.
And Rolling Stone declares it's seriously funny.
We're gonna be fine.
Original. It's phenomenal.
So what does it all mean?
Accept the mystery.
A Serious Man. Rated R.
You are about to enter a place where time and space collide, where you can share, buzz, destroy, a place that will launch 1 billion yodels, a place shaped like you, brought to you, made by you. It starts with you, starting today. Yahoo! It's you.
Cirque du Soleil invites you to enter a world of wonder, excitement, and thrilling acrobatics. Kuza, now playing in Santa Monica and opening soon in Irvine. For tickets, visit cirquedusoleil.com.
Live from ABC 7, this is an Eyewitness News update in high definition.
Good morning, I'm Philip Palmer, and here's the latest from Eyewitness News. A murder investigation in Walnut Park is underway this morning after a woman and a male companion were wounded in a shooting. Gunshots were heard around 1 this morning on the 2400 block of Grand Avenue. JT Alpha is live in Air 7 HD. JT.
Yeah, Philip, this is on Grand Avenue, as you said, between Pacific and Santa Fe and Walnut Park. About 1 o'clock, an unknown suspect came up to this GMC Yukon you see parked in the middle of the street here and shot a male and a female, both in the passenger and driver's side of that vehicle. Now, the male was transported to a local hospital in the area, not really known what his condition is right now. Unfortunately, the female passenger was killed in the gunfire, and we have the LA County Sheriff's coroner out here, LA County Sheriff's detectives and investigators combing through this crime scene right now to try to figure out what happened. Currently, there's no suspect description or any motive, but they're working on that. Reporting live from Air 7 HD over in Walnut Park, JT Alpaugh, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, JT, thank you. In Riverside County, the search is on for an 11-year-old girl who disappeared one day before her birthday. Jacqueline Miller has been missing since Wednesday. She was last seen at Lakeland Village Middle School in Lake Elsinore. Now, she got out of school early because it was a minimum day, but her mother didn't go to pick her up until hours later. Riverside County Sheriff's deputies are continuing to search for her. She was last seen wearing a purple shirt, purple pants, and black tennis shoes. A water main break sparked a bit of a geyser in the Mount Olympus area. The Hollywood Hills happened on Willow Glen Road near Thames Place. The 6-inch steel pipe broke, shot water through the air because of a small hole in the road. Kind of looked like a sheared fire hydrant. Happened just after 11 o'clock. DWP spokesperson says the company shut off the water and expected to have repairs completed by 8 this morning. About 20 people were left without water. Danny Romero is in for Garth Kemp this morning. It has a forecast that's starting to heat up.
It certainly is. We can see the sunshine starting to do its work. We'll see a sunny, hot day today. Downtown, a high of 91, and temps staying hot all around Southern California today. But then a bit of a change for the weekend. Live Mega Opera 7000 HD 7 sees temps go from 90s to 80s from Friday into Saturday. Then down to the 70s for Sunday and Monday. A pretty cool few days in between. Then another warm-up comes our way Wednesday and Thursday. Valley Inland spots, boy, a blazing hot day today. Some spots hitting 100 degrees. Down in the 90s, 80s, and then 70s by Monday and Tuesday. What about your drive? Now we go to Alicia Del Valle for a look.
Good morning, everybody. We start with a look through the Orange County area. An earlier ABC 7 traffic alert has been cleared on that 5 southbound, but it's still a string of red traffic lights. Try the 22 to the 55 to get around that, or better yet, take the 405. It's wide open. Outside, we head to our Caltrans camera. Let's get a live look through Encino, the 101 approaching Haskell, both directions moving along great. Can we say Friday light? Philip?
We do like that. Feeling lucky for that. Maybe you might want to pick up some tickets for the Mega Millions lottery tonight. Jackpot is now an estimated $200 million. Nobody matched 6 numbers in Tuesday's drawing. Mega Millions played in California and 11 other states. You pick 5 numbers plus the Mega, but you need all 6 to win the $200 million. Stay with ABC 7 for breaking news. Then at 11 a.m., the colors you should wear that help you protect your skin from damaging UV rays. We'll see you in 25 minutes.
All new.
On Monday, you saw the interview. Now Mike Tyson returns. Viewers respond. And Evander Holyfield is here. Their first interview together since the infamous fight.
Next Oprah.
Today at 3 here on ABC 7.
On the next wheel, we're wrapping up the week in grand style with lavish trips like that and decadent amounts of cash. Don't miss the next wheel.
Tonight at 7:30 here on ABC 7.
Our first home looks great on a newlyweds budget. That's why we're fans of Vanna's.
We have a fantastic deal on beautiful, stylish comforters. So fantastic, we're blowing them out at only $14.99, any size.
We're fans of Vanna's.
What can you count on?
Chocolate. It makes everything better.
Our son, Jeff.
Ever notice how no one ever says their health insurance? At HealthNet, we're working to change that by offering Medicare Advantage plans with predictable costs you can count on, including monthly plan premiums as low as $0. You can also count on low doctor co-payments, low hospital co-payments, low prescription drug co-payments, even gym memberships with some plans. Call 877-204-4546 to learn more about a Medicare Advantage plan that's right for you. Ask about our HealthNet Healthy Heart Plan 1 HMO plan, where you can count on no monthly plan premium, no doctor co-payments, and no hospital co-payments. It's even designed to support the American Heart Association's approach to a healthy lifestyle.
We can count on HealthNet.
Sign us up.
Call now to schedule an in-home meeting or RSVP for a seminar and get a free calendar just for meeting with us. Enrollment ends December 31st. Call 877-204-4546 and count on HealthNet today.
We have a family room, a media room, and a backyard, but somehow everyone always ends up in my kitchen, along with their messes. That's when I call Stanley Steamer. In no time, they get my tile and grout clean and my kitchen looking like new.
Now, if only it would stay that way. Great service starts with our $99 special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Everything my daughter needed for her first place. That's why we're fans of Anna's.
Soft, 100% cotton jersey sheet sets for only $9.99. Any size. Hurry in today. It's our lowest price of the year.
We're fans of Anna's.
World at your fingertips 24/7. ABC7.com.
New video of that runaway helium balloon taking off in the backyard of the family, the Heaney family, launching a search that riveted much of the nation yesterday. For 2 hours, authorities searched frantically for the 6-year-old boy, Falcon, who was believed to be inside. He was actually at home the whole time, hiding in the attic of the garage, afraid that he was going to be in trouble. But the Heaney family, no stranger to the spotlight or adventure, and in a moment we'll hear from those who know them best. As we say, good morning, America. TGIF, we have made it to Friday. I'm Robin Roberts here with Diane Sawyer.
And we have a lot more to cover ahead, including the Letterman case. But let's begin with Chris Cuomo. He's got the other headlines for the morning, Chris.
Good morning, Diane. Robin, we have heavy and important news from Afghanistan. 4 more American troops died serving there. They were killed by a roadside bomb in the southern region of the country. 25 U.S. troops have been killed in Afghanistan so far this month. It is only the 15th of the month. In comparison, 40 died in all of September. In neighboring Pakistan, police were again the target of a coordinated attack today. 3 militants, including a woman, set off explosions near a police station, killing at least 11 people. The wave of recent attacks have been blamed on Taliban and al-Qaeda militants who are now combining forces to try to destabilize Pakistan's government. An Air Force fighter pilot and his plane are missing off South Carolina following a mid-air collision during a training exercise. The 2 F-16s collided about 40 miles off the coast last night. The other pilot was able to land safely, thankfully. Investigators looking into those 2 deaths at the Sweat Lodge in Arizona last week now say it was no accident. They're calling it a homicide case, and they've named self-help guru James Ray as a person of interest. 50 followers paid Ray $9,000 for a spiritual retreat at the lodge where temperatures reportedly soared to 120 degrees. And now a piece of video you have to see. Everyone will be fine. This is from Australia. A mother is standing with her baby stroller on the platform when the stroller with a 6-month inside rolls onto the tracks and is hit by the train entering the station going about 20 miles an hour. The mom, understandably hysterical. Miraculously, the baby survived only a bump on the head. Why? Paramedics say the way it was strapped firmly into the stroller. That's why we show it to you. That's the news at 7:32. The kid's fine. It's a scary piece of video, but the lesson of safety in that stroller.
And locking the stroller
made all the difference.
Course. In fact, the police said that the baby was just hungry. That the first thing it did was cry because it really wanted to.
They always are, but you know, for parents, it's such a pain to put them in that stroller, but look at the difference it can make.
Thanks, Chris. And now we'll turn to the latest on the David Letterman extortion scandal. A Connecticut judge has ordered the search warrant unsealed, giving the public a look at the evidence police are gathering to build their case. And here's ABC's Andrea Canning with those details.
In the newly unsealed search warrant, David Letterman is described only as client number 1, a public figure who received a package from Joe Halderman containing a demand letter, a treatment for a screenplay, and supporting materials that he had affairs with female staffers.
And sure enough, contained in the package was stuff to prove that I do terrible things.
According to the warrant, those supporting materials include letters, emails, and more photos.
Reads like your classic sordid blackmail demand. I mean, Halderman says to Letterman, look, you have a beautiful family. I'm going to ruin your reputation. Your world's going to fall apart. Think about your loving and beautiful son.
Through the warrant, investigators sought Halderman's computers, telephone records, and photos, and a diary and personal correspondence belonging to Halderman's girlfriend, Stephanie Burkett. Burkett, a late-night employee, was reportedly having an affair with Letterman.
The warrant says Letterman's attorney met with Halderman 3 times at this New York hotel to discuss details of the money exchange. The DA arranged to have 2 of those meetings recorded.
If what's in this warrant is true, I think Halderman really doesn't have much of a defense.
For Good Morning America, Andrea Canning, ABC News, New York.
And we'll go now for the weather. Sam Champion coming to us from the Dewberry Farm in Brookshire, Texas. Sam?
Good morning, Diane. Yep, we're in Brookshire, about an hour outside of Houston. We're out on the farm because basically there are two weather headlines in the country, and this is the big heat wave that gets replaced by much cooler temperatures. You're going from record-setting 90s in the Houston area to the 70s today. But the bigger story, the number one headline, is this snowstorm, this early season, record early season snowstorm in the Northeast, and that's a line of snow anywhere from, well, call it Pennsylvania through northern and central New York State all the way into Connecticut. Our Stephanie Sy is in State College, Pennsylvania, where, Stephanie, what you have about 3 to 4 inches on the ground now.
Yeah, up to 6 inches actually in some places, Sam. But as you said, this is historic snow. In fact, in State College, this is the earliest snow in their 150-year recorded history, 3 to 6 inches. But the big problem is really the fallen branches and power outages, 10,000 households without power. And the reason is that it's so early in the season that there's still a lot of leaves on the trees. You can see some of them haven't even changed color. So the snow has more surface area to cover, and that means more fallen branches, even more than winter. Sam?
Yeah, Stephanie, it's a big, heavy, wet snow, big flake snow as well. So it just kind of collects on those leaves and, like you said, drag those branches right down. All right, Stephanie, thank you. That is going to be probably a repeat in that area over the weekend, though, as we watch another coastal storm make a move up the northeastern coastline for the weekend. Look at that line of icy, freezing rain that's just below the snow that's likely to impact and impound this problem. That will be ice on tree lines and power lines, and a little bit more snow is likely to fall there, another 2 to 3 inches of snow. So we are here as the cooler air kind of kicks this warm air out. It has been 90s in Texas for a while now, 92 degrees, a record temperature yesterday in the Houston area. Take a look at the difference today. 78 in Houston. Dallas, you're down to 69 degrees. Even New Orleans was at 90 degrees yesterday. You're at 72. Tallahassee comes in at about 80 degrees, and those strong thunderstorms will kind of bring some cooler temperatures right along that northern panhandle of Florida. That's the weather around the nation. Here's what you can expect this morning.
Good morning, 7:31. I'm Danny Romero, and what a warm day today. Sunny and hot, 91 downtown, and then temperatures starting to cool down towards the weekend into next week. The live Mega Doppler 7000 HD 7-day shows you 90s down to 80s, and then temperatures getting to the 70s for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Another warm-up comes our way Wednesday and Thursday.
It has been a long time, Diane, since I've been in a farm, and not like Kentucky. So we'll have some fun on the farm in the next half hour, Diane.
I wondered what that tweeting was behind you there, Sam. Thanks.
He's never been on a farm. I'm not buying it for a second.
He's from Kentucky.
I know, but he's never been on a farm.
You're so tough on us. Anyway, more on the family who launched that balloon. We're going to talk to a former colleague of the father and why he examines the whole thing with a skeptical eye.
Pace yourself. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't ignore obvious signs. Stay hydrated at all times. Get plenty of fresh air and sunshine. And don't worry, lots of people live active lives with asthma.
Answers and advice to help you get well and stay well. Walgreens. There's a way to stay well. Learn more at walgreens.com/health.
Hey, Pete, what's your first order of business?
It's the Wild Rubista!
Where the Wild Things Are. Rated PG. Now playing in theaters and IMAX.
The best way to tell how great you look is in your jeans. Drop a jean size in 2 weeks with the Special K Challenge. With more delicious options than ever. Jeans don't lie. Go to the new SpecialK.com to design your plan.
There was a town held captive by an evil gas pump. It fed on people's hard-earned money. But along came the Michelin Man, who reminded them the right tire changes everything. And with fuel-efficient tires in place, that evil gas pump wasn't so evil anymore. Michelin Energy Saver AS tires can help save up to 109 gallons of fuel. Michelin, a better way forward.
Dr. Tenma wanted to build the perfect son.
He has more powers than I ever imagined.
But he created a hero
Cool.
that would save the world. Astro Boy.
Your boy? Yes.
Rated PG. In theaters October 23rd.
For a value that goes a long way, only Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup is made with fresh egg noodles, 32 feet in every can.
So many reasons it's so good.
He despised her on Thursday. They got engaged on Friday.
We're getting married.
Who is getting married?
You and I.
She'll meet his family on Saturday. And now, the year's best comedy comes home. The Proposal. Own it on Blu-ray and DVD today.
Australia is closer than you think, making it the perfect destination for a week's vacation. So come walk about in Melbourne. You'll find plenty of ways to come alive. Join the locals in good cheer. Travel the Great Ocean Road. Spot a koala. Sip a Yarra Valley Shiraz. With incredibly low Qantas airfares, Australia is more affordable than ever. Non-stop flights from Los Angeles and San Francisco make Australia just as close as Europe. Start planning your Melbourne one-week walkabout today. Visit australia.com or call 1-800-DOWN-UNDER.
Tonight, a fascinating look inside a legendary pro football player's brain.
The helmet has given a false sense of security.
Could the sport be driving players mad? Tonight on ABC's World News, then on a special Nightline. And go to abcnews.com. Click World News to see when sports turn deadly.
Back at 7:40 and more now on that family that built and accidentally launched the homemade so-called flying saucer on Thursday. A family that has long sought the spotlight, long lived on the edge, chasing storms, conducting amateur experiments. And our David Muir has more on this family. Good morning, David.
Endless to talk about this, right, Robin? In fact, the family appeared many times right here on ABC. The show, of course, Wife Swap. Dad proudly showing off the family's inventions. And there have been more than one of them, in fact. We all watched that one play out yesterday on television. The children themselves has also sort of grown up in front of the lens. Reality TV cameras, and of course the family's own.
For 2 hours, the Heaney family's homemade balloon aircraft captivated the nation.
Is there a 6-year-old boy about to come out of this thing?
But after little Falcon said this on Larry King Live,
We did this for the show.
a sort of puzzled little boy, leading many to have concern that all of this might have been manufactured for the spotlight. The Heaneys are certainly no strangers to national TV. It turns out they were one of the families taking part in ABC's Wife Swap, where for a time they exchanged their own mother for another. In fact, it was on that program we first got a glimpse of one of their homemade aircrafts, their inventions.
We'd like to get this flying saucer into a storm.
The dad, Richard Heaney, is an extreme weather enthusiast who proudly showed off his contraptions.
We are creating hovercraft.
The Heaneys have 3 boys. 6-year-old Falcon is the youngest, and they've openly encouraged their children to seek adventure, taking the entire family along as they drive into the eye of a storm. In fact, on his own program, which is now on YouTube, Richard Heaney considers himself a detective of sorts.
And I'm Richard Heaney.
And we're the Science Detectives.
Oh my God! It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. Whoa! Ah!
And it would seem the children caught the bug with videos of themselves on YouTube, many of them adventurous and precocious. The question now for many, was this a real event or some sort of publicity stunt?
What did he mean we did this for the show?
Yeah, let me interrupt this real quick because I think I can see the direction you guys are hedging on this. And I'm kind of appalled after all of the feelings that I went through, up and down, that you guys are trying to suggest something else, okay?
And when Diane asked him about that publicity stunt, all that talk this morning, he said any talk of that is, quote, pathetic. And the family, it says they'll continue to stand by their story, even as authorities this morning say they're going to meet and decide whether or not, Robin, they need to investigate this any further.
As you know, there were so many people that out looking for Falcon yesterday. What did one Black Hawk pilot say about all this?
Yeah, one of the pilots who went up to try to save this kind of flying object said that if I was able to talk to the 6-year-old now, I'd say, thankful that you're okay, but I'd like to know the rest of the story.
Oh, yeah, we all would. All right, David, thank you. I spoke earlier with a man who worked with Richard Heaney for 2 years. Scott Stevens says they were storm chasers, weather enthusiasts, and for a time, even friends, but then they had a falling out. And here's what Scott Stevens had to say. Scott, thanks so much for joining us. And let me ask you right off the bat, do you believe this was all a hoax?
I believe Richard had a plan to send this craft aloft, whether it was to leave out the illusion or the plan that there was a boy on board or not. I don't know. But I'm sure it was a premeditated launch.
Why do you believe that?
Well, it was filled with helium. It was not tethered properly. I don't know who was responsible or not responsible for that. He could have let it go, or the boys could have let it go. Initially, I thought the boys had just been mischievous because we know they behave that way, and they accidentally let it go, and Richard got it, had his little project get away from him. But the guy's an inventor, or likes to fancy himself an inventor, and likes to, always have something new going on. And the boys are usually around the workshop and in the place and in his business. And so I really thought the boys let it go without his knowing. But the more this story plays out, I'm not convinced of that.
And the reason being, you worked with him for a couple of years, and you said part of the reason you all had a falling out is the relationship he had with his boys, that he would take them to work and you felt put them in danger. Is that right?
Well, I just thought he was beginning to push into some things that I thought were ethically, on the edge. And I couldn't continue that relationship. I really couldn't in good conscience, because I knew at some point that he would create a situation that would bring the attention like he's having right now. And I didn't want to necessarily be a part of that.
Could you give us some examples of how you saw him with his boys?
When we would do storm chasing, it was always a 3-week affair. Sometimes school wasn't out yet, and sometimes school was out. But it was long days, kids in the back seat, and I just think that they didn't need to be in some of the situations that we needed to be in as storm chasers.
A neighbor said they're eccentric but lovable. Is that accurate?
I agreed. I would agree with that. I would agree. And part of Richard's eccentricity is what has attracted me to him, is that he's always thinking and always kind of scheming to accomplish his goals. And his goals and his little projects will vary from month to month, quarter to quarter. And he likes to fancy himself an inventor, and to get attention to his project, and he's had some wonderful ideas that he in the past has had stolen from him. I mean, some pretty significant projects he's had taken from him. So he's a little jaded by that process, and so he thinks if he can have this attention on him, and then he could sanely share, his ideas, that something might come of it. But I knew one day the cameras would be pointed at him, and I didn't necessarily want to be next to him.
Scott Stevens, thank you very much for your insight to this family. Appreciate it very much. Have a good weekend, Scott. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And we'd love to know what you think. Be sure to go to our website at abcnews.com. We'll be right back.
The secret to better hair color? It's Garnier Nutrice. The secret? With a separate grapeseed oil concentrate, Nutrice starts nourishing while you color. Because nourished hair means better color. And only Nutrice nourishes with both grapeseed and avocado oils. For richer, more radiant color. Root to tip. And grays, they're your secret. Discover better color. It's Garnier Nutrice. Nourished hair, better color. Garnier. Take care.
Sharing. It's what kids do. But every year, an average of 4 million kids get the flu and miss out on sharing. That's why we created GoodToShare.com. Here you'll learn about preventing influenza and discover your latest vaccination options. Join us at GoodToShare.com. And together, we can all be good to share.
Do your eyes sit wide?
Does your nose go to the side? Does your elbow have a crinkle? Do your knees sort of wrinkle?
Does your chest tend to freckle? Do you have a crooked smile?
Do your eyes
Sit wide?
Do your ears sort of wiggle?
Does your hair make you giggle? Does your neck grow long? Do your hips sing a song? Do your ears hang low?
Dove and Walmart. Find real beauty for less.
Incredible, isn't it? How you can cook a delicious meal without having to cook at all. But then, that's the magic of Steam Fresh meals. These chef-inspired meals go straight from the package to the plate in just 10 easy minutes. Take the cooking out of cooking with a variety of delicious steam-fresh meals from Bird's Eye.
Samsung's vibration reduction technology reduces rattling and noise, making our washers so quiet, you'd hardly know they're on. Samsung. Smart thinking. Simple living. Ranked highest in customer satisfaction with washers and dryers by J.D. Power & Associates.
Everything is in its place, and I can't stop the smile on my face, 'cause I'm happy in this place. 1, 2, 3, so smile, smile all my friends. You're in a happy place, so smile, smile all my friends.
Fall into happiness with road trip worthy events and great fall offers at sandiego.org/fall deals.
This is America, and this is our cheese. Kraft Singles. American cheese. Only one nation could create it, and that nation is America. A nation of dreamers, tryharders, doers. Try doing this with Roquefort. It's made with milk, never oil like some other slices. It is the culmination of the American dream, all wrapped up in individual slices. Kraft Singles, the American cheese.
Sunday, George and the Roundtable have a lot to get fired up about. First, there's Wall Street. Sure, they're bouncing back, but what about you? And when will the president show his cards on healthcare? His top man, David Axelrod, takes the hot seat and faces George, only on This Week Sunday.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it
Whoa, State College, Pennsylvania, the earliest snow on record. And it looks gorgeous. It's going to be a wintry weekend for much of the country.
It really is. Just takes you right there, doesn't it?
It does feel like the holidays with that kind of scene. Well, coming up, we have a new trend for parents caught up in ugly divorces. Co-parenting class will show you how they're learning to put their children first instead of in the middle of their heated disputes.
And maybe this is the sweetest weight loss ever. A woman who says she went from size 24 to size 6 by eating cookies. It is the cookie diet.
Yeah.
Let's hear the cheer around here. Okay, we'll tell you about it next.
Both have delicious caramel macchiato flavor, but one you can enjoy more often. Introducing new coffeehouse inspirations from International Delight. Flavors like rich caramel macchiato, creamy vanilla latte, and delicious white chocolate mocha. Enjoy those coffeehouse flavors you love at home. New coffeehouse inspirations from International Delight. Bring the coffeehouse to your house.
There's only one word for this. It's bliss.
Only one word describes chocolate this creamy, this rich, this indulgent. Bliss. Hershey's Bliss Chocolate. It's not just chocolate, it's bliss.
This fall, you can make your home look like a picture in a magazine with this season's Better Homes and Gardens collection, now at Walmart. Discover the latest line of Better Homes and Gardens furnishings, all at Walmart's unbeatable prices. A new look costs less at Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart.
We speak car. Sure, but do we speak hybrid? Yes, we do. And we can say 700 miles on a single tank and EPA estimated 41 mpg city. And all the words stick because they're true. We speak the most fuel-efficient midsize sedan in America. We speak the 2010 Ford Fusion Hybrid. Get in and drive one.
this year's holiday one to remember. Call 1-800-ROYAL-CARIBBEAN today.
Next Live, Penn Badgley on his beautiful Gossip Girl co-stars.
We keep it professional for the most part.
What do you mean for the most part? That's the part I want to know. Plus Anderson Cooper and a huge announcement. Next Live, this morning at 9.
Only on ABC 7.
Jeopardy offers a little food for thought with
Tastes of Tokyo. This colorful Japanese condiment is often added to sushi for extra flavor.
Spice up your life with Jeopardy!
Tonight at 7 here on ABC 7.
An amazing 75 million albums sold, 3,000 concerts, and 31 platinum records. Manilow for the first time ever at the Hollywood Bowl, Saturday, October 24th, and joined by the Hollywood Bowl Orchestra. Barry Manilow, a night you'll never forget. Tickets on sale now at all Ticketmaster outlets and the Hollywood Bowl box office. Visit Ticketmaster.com or charge by phone. Produced by Andrew Hewitt and Bill Silva presents.
Good Morning America is brought to you by Royal Caribbean International, the nation of why not.
Tonight, a madman on a vicious rampage so shocking, so brutal, only 2 victims survived, and one was his own daughter.
He's like, shut up and sit down.
But how did she live through the unthinkable? Tonight, her heart-stopping story, only on 2020.
Sunday, the Extreme Team, the SWAT team, and country music star Trace Adkins come together to help a heroic officer.
I'm so grateful.
ABC's Extreme Makeover Home Edition, all new Sunday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Live from ABC 7, this is an Eyewitness News update in high definition.
Good morning. I'm Philip Palmer, and here's the latest from Eyewitness News. A man looking for his lost dog makes a grisly discovery in Santa Clarita. Sheriff's deputies say he's found the skeletal remains of a man. The skeleton was discovered yesterday afternoon near the South Fork Bike Trail, south of Magic Mountain Parkway. If you have any information, you're urged to call LA County Sheriff's Department. Actress Lindsay Lohan is expected to be in a Beverly Hills courtroom next hour. The actress has been ordered to appear for progress report related to her 2007 drunk driving case. It's unclear why the judge ordered her to appear for this hearing. It's usually not required for this type of misdemeanor. Lohan could face jail time if it's determined she's violating her terms of probation. Let's go to Danny Romero. He has a look at our weather.
And it's a pretty nice sunny day. In fact, very hot later on. It's 91, the downtown high we're shooting for today. That's a very warm one. Then we head towards the weekend. Things start to calm down a bit. The live Mega Doppler 7000 HD 7-day forecast. LA Metro and Orange County shows temps from the 90s to the 80s, back down to the 70s as we head to the end of the weekend. For the Valley and the Inland Empire, we have temps pushing 100 today, and then somewhat less so on Saturday, 90s and 80s and 70s for the weekend. All right, Alicia Del Valle, traffic.
Good morning, everybody. We've got a traffic alert. This is in Orange County. The 57 southbound just before Imperial Highway. Car spun out of control. It's blocking the fast lane. Definitely want to take State College Boulevard to get around that. It's also crowded in the other direction into Brea. So be careful out there. Orange County getting crowded. Outside, we head to our Caltrans camera. This is through Encino. The 101 northbound and southbound looking great. No major delays, no accidents reported throughout the San Fernando Valley. Philip?
All right, Alicia, thank you. On the news at 11 a.m., a couple is denied a marriage license, and it has civil rights groups up in arms. We'll tell you why. We'll see you back here in 25 minutes. We'll have more local news, weather, and traffic. Enjoy your morning.
I'm going to Kmart to go Christmas shopping.
Wait, Christmas? Didn't we just carve pumpkins?
They have layaway.
Genius.
Exclusive Kmart layaway. Get the hottest gifts on your list now. Pay a little each week and pick them up in the nick of time. They're smart, and there's Kmart Smart.
Create your perfect living room at Living Spaces, where you'll find over 150 fresh contemporary styles, with sofas starting at just $295. Get your new sofa delivered same day or design your own and get it in just 2 weeks. You'll find the style you want, the quality you expect, and prices you'll love. Only at Living Spaces, where you can buy it today and enjoy it tonight.
Living Spaces. Don't move, improve this weekend at the last home show of the year at the Fairplex in Pomona. The Pomona Home Improvement and Remodeling Show. The admission is free.
Australia. It's closer than you think. Climb Sydney Harbour Bridge, hit Sydney's beaches and go walkabout in the nearby Blue Mountains. With low Qantas airfares, Australia is more affordable than ever. Start planning your Sydney one-week walkabout today. Visit australia.com or call 1-800-DOWN-UNDER.
All new.
On Monday, you saw the interview. Now Mike Tyson returns. Viewers respond. And Evander Holyfield is here. Their first interview together since the infamous fight.
Next Oprah.
Today at 3 here on ABC 7.
On the next wheel, we're wrapping up the week in grand style with lavish trips like that and decadent amounts of cash. Don't miss the next wheel.